Welcome to Grown Folk Stories, y'all. Let's bring up Franklin. Franklin, give it up.
I teach at a small university downtown, and they gave me a speech class last semester, but I was like, really? You want me to teach speech? I was like, okay. Turned out to be great. I love these kids. They tell great stories, as a matter of fact. And in the syllabus I had, for the second to last speech, it was supposed to be something tragic about the world that you feel passionate about. But then like 2 weeks ago, I was like, you know what? I'm tired of negativity. It's like something happy about the world you feel passionate about. And today, 6 kids all talked about music. I have a girl from Ghana who was talking about this music called Hip Life or something that's in Ghana. I was like, what? Oh, yeah, High Life and Hip Life, yeah, for sure. So anyway, we were talking about music, got me thinking about music, and so I grew up on the South Side. Back in the early 80s, there used to be a show called like Friday Night Videos. They used to come on like really late at night. Hell yeah, hell yeah. Used to watch that shit. Used to watch videos after like Transformers and G.I. Joe on channel 60 before channel 50. Hell yeah. You know? So then we moved to the suburbs and they wanted me to pick up an instrument to play. Mr. Antonelli, what a fucking asshole. This discouraged me from playing an instrument when I was a little kid. And then about 2 or 3 years after that, I was hanging out with my friend Peter. And this is when Guns N' Roses' Welcome to the Jungle came out. And we were listening to that shit. It was awesome. It scared me, but it was awesome. The town bully called my house. Not my cell phone, nothing. He called my house. My mother picked up the phone. She's like, let me speak to John Franklin. And he told me, he's like, you black. I better ever hear you listen to heavy metal again. I'm gonna fucking kick your ass. So I was scared, so I hung up the phone. But he thought I was hanging up the phone like, fuck you, motherfucker. So a few days later, I'm like outside. I remember me and one of my brothers were mowing the lawn. We had to mow the back lawn and the front lawn, and rake the leaves too. Hated that shit. So him and his friends came around their bikes, were like waiting for me to goddamn finish with my chores. So I'm like mowing the lawn all slow and shit. You know, raking the leaves all slow. Like almost sundown comes. And I'm like in the front, he pulls up and like, hey man, I told you you better listen to fucking heavy metal again. You black, you're supposed to listen to rap music, I'm gonna kick your ass. And I must have like mumbled bitch or something to him. This motherfucker gets up his bike and smacks me. But I mean, granted, I'm like 10 years old, he's like big, 13-year-old kid. By the way, I found out he died of a meth overdose a couple of years ago. Wasn't sad about it. At all. So he's in hell right now listening to me tell this story. That's how life works. So he smacks me, my father, who wasn't a great father, but he's a great dad, you know, came outside, because I didn't do anything, I was like paralyzed. My dad said, you wait right here. It's like, you better smack this dude back. He just hit you better hit him back. So I was like, He's like, no, you hit him hard. You hit him as hard as he hit you. I'm like, you know? And the dude didn't do shit. He just like, it was a grown man telling him, like, you know. So that was like, after that point, it was weird for when you're a little kid, you don't see things the way you see when you're an adult. So flash forward to high school when Nirvana Smells Like Teen Spirit came out. And me and my friend Dave, like, man, this song sounds good as fuck. Like, this shit sounds good as hell. My black friend, what you doing listening to that white music? Young motherfucker, white music, what the fuck? But nobody threatened to kick my ass over it, you know? But it was still this thing of like where we had to listen to, and like I grew up in hip hop days. I love telling my students like, y'all motherfuckers don't know shit about hip hop. I grew up in hip hop days. There was hip hop, there was rap, there was R&B, hip hop days. So I'm kind of glad that I didn't get turned on to like Pink Floyd and all that shit when I was younger, because I'm glad I had my hip hop days and now I'm like how I am, whatever. So freshman year in college, I went down to Morehouse for spring break. And I remember we were sitting on the floor in the dorms listening to Little Wing by Jimi Hendrix, smoking this joint. And everything just kind of like changed for me. It was like that was when everything kind of changed. And then flash forward to now, and I'm like in a band, and like a fucking like prima donna in my band, like playing with other bands, and it's really fucking awesome. And music is like the only thing better than love is music, you know. And hearing these kids today talk about how like their parents were playing music for them back. My mother used to like play Luther Vandross every day on the way to school. Every day on the way to school up until like junior year, my mom would play Luther Vandross in the car. And I'd be hating that shit. But now when I hear Luther Vandross in the club, it's like, hell yeah! Hell yeah! Fucking love that shit. Right on.
Too much, never too much, never too much, never too much. Every time I hear that goosebumps, I'm like, woo! Dun, 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 dun. My mother would roll up the rugs, roll up the rugs. Does anybody do that shit? No, people don't have house parties anymore. Few people do, I do too. Roll up the motherfucking rugs. Yes.